there is something about the autocracy of the Roman emperor that really does reveal, power at its most naked. And so what is going on here? And in some ways it doesn't matter whether it's true or not. We are never going to know whether Caligula was a monster, whether he was having an affair with his sister Drusilla. She dies. One version it is she dies and it all goes to bad. We don't know that, but we know that when Romans came to think about power, and when we have come to think about power ever after, we know that that guy at the centre of the Roman Empire, with apparently no constraints, has always been a model for what the most excessive forms of power can do when let off the leash. And we construct that for ourselves. It's very useful for us to think about how awful Caligula was. It's also very useful for the Romans to think that. Every good emperor after Caligula found Caligula fantastically useful. I am, what do you do if you're a good Roman emperor? I am not Caligula. Right? And yet what it says is it shows us about the fears of autocracy, about how dictatorship works, about its madness, about its incontrollability, but also its vulnerability. Because one of the things the stories of Roman emperors always tell you is that the emperor up there in the palace, he can do bonkers, mad things, he can kill as many people as he likes, but he is vulnerable. And they get killed too. A marvellous story about the Emperor Domitian, who's very much a lookalike of the Emperor Caligula. And one of the stories says he has the walls of the palace lined with glass, with mirror glass. Why does he do that? So he can see who's coming up behind him. In the end, Caligula is assassinated. Now, every Roman emperor who's assassinated gets a bad press. Now, why is that? It's because you've got a choice. Either they were assassinated because they were awful, which is of course possible. But the other reason is if you have a successful assassination attempt, the next regime, who are the beneficiaries of the assassination, are bound to say he was assassinated because he was no good, because he was a monster. So the Roman emperors who get a good press are those whose sons succeeded them, and the son always had an incentive to say dad was good, because I am succeeding my dad. The Roman emperors who get a bad press are those who were assassinated. Now, we know that good emperors and bad emperors could have been assassinated. We know that good American presidents and bad American presidents can be assassinated. But there is a huge desire on the part of the successors to justify what happens at the end.